All right, welcome back. We are still doing the Python crash course. We are on chapter 4 now. We are working with loops and we are on example 3 today. So last time we went over how to make a for loop and how to print a statement separate of a for loop. Basically, in example 1 and 2, they both did the same things. So in example 3, what we're going to be doing is working with the list directly and creating for loops, either with what is in the value or using for loops to create the values of the list. And to do this, we're going to be using numbers. So as usual, we're going to create a new file. We're going to save it as, you guys know the drill, ex03.py. So we're going to start by commenting out our name and the date. So we're going to go over it. It says counting to 20, use a for loop to print the numbers 1 through 20 inclusive. So what this is going to be asking us to do is give a range. And if you don't know what a range function is basically gonna generate a list of numbers 1 through, or whatever number you want to start at, through to what number. So we're gonna type in range here. You see it comes up blue, and within this we're gonna start at 1. So when it starts counting these numbers, it's gonna start at value 1. And so the example wants us to count to 20. So we're going to enter 21 here. And so if you don't understand why, we're going to come down here and say print range. We're going to save this. And so we're going to come over here and we're going to run the code. And we're getting an error. So what here is the error? Oh, you know what? It's because I'm simply using this as a function rather than being used within another function. So we're supposed to be using this in a for loop. So what we want to say is for value in range. So the range itself doesn't do anything. So that's why it printed out this class range. You get to see my mistakes as I make them. So we're going to do a for statement for value in range. So it's reading this range of numbers and it is saying for the value, so value 1 all the way up until 21, it's going to print this range. So now when we save it and we run this, oh, and I'm forgetting the colon and the indentation. When we run this, why is it giving back that? Did I skip over something? Oh, I believe there needs to be a space here. And other than that, I think that is correct. So code is fickle. Sometimes all it needs is space, and it's still giving me back this. So I wonder what's happening here. I'm basing this code off of what it has been giving me in the textbook. Oh, you know why? Because what I'm asking it to print is this. I'm not asking it to print this. I'm supposed to be asking it to print the values, but what I'm asking it to print is the range. So what it's recognizing is this class right here, this range function. is being read. So, and that's why it keeps printing out this. But you see the amount of times it's done it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 times it has read this. So it is reading the correct amount of things, but what is not reading correctly is the value, because I did not tell it to read the value. I told it to read the range, which technically it did. So when we say value instead, and we run this code again, now it gives us numbers. But you notice I have 21 here. I do not have 20 written. So the reason the reason that it does this is it is reading up until the value 21 and then ending the code. It is not saying print value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up until 21. It is giving you start at 1, so it counts 1, and then it goes all the way up until it sees 21 and stops. So it's not reading and putting down 21, but it is reading 21 as where it stops. So 20 is technically the last value it'll give you. So that is example 3 of the Python crash course. Another really short one. This is a 2-line code. It's really simple, but you got to see me make a bunch of mistakes because, as this series is called, it is called Learn With Me, not I learn and teach you. So you get to see my mistakes as I make them. This also serves as a reminder to me. Double check your work. Understand why things are put where it is put. And if you found this helpful, I kind of doubt you will. Or maybe you do. Maybe you're using this as your one and only source to learn Python, and that's fine. Give it a like, comment, do whatever you want. See you guys in the next one.